Sorry, my head has gone into adult mode. Hey guys, I'm Paul. This is a review from 110 Hobbies. Today we're going to have a look at the Huina 1594. So this is their new excavator. We're going to dig into it and have a look. Right off the bat, this case is interesting. Now I've seen these cases come with other RCs in the past, but this is new for the excavators. So now it appears to be double-sided. It seems to open up two ways. So we're gonna open it up the first way and have a look what's inside. All right. Oh, okay. So this side. Let's take it in here. So much like the 1580, it does come with attachments, but this one comes with like a grapple attachment, which appears to be powered. Yeah, so it's powered. I'm curious to see how that works. We will have to test this out. Okay. Now, the radio, unlike yellow, I think I kind of like the yellows better because it reminds me of like a cat, like the Caterpillar product. But this is actually quite sharp looking. It is basically identical to every other Huina excavator, but it's nice. It looks like a PlayStation controller, and it feels natural in the hands. So good radio. It does come with a battery, so it's a 7.4 volt battery. I believe they say you get approximately 45 minutes of runtime out of this with this battery. The metal, I believe this is for like picking up logs and lumber. So this is an attachment as well. Comes with it. It's metal, if you didn't already hear. This isn't though. This is plastic. I'm still curious how this works. We're gonna get that hooked up later. It also does come with a powered jackhammer. So I had a customer recently that picked up the 1580, which is the full metal version of this, and this comes in it as well, and he loves it. He couldn't believe, he phoned me laughing just how well it worked. So I'm not sure what he was using it on, but there's one of my YouTube videos playing in the background here. All right, we've got a charger. For charging, it's just your basic USB charger that charges your battery that it comes with. A basic little toolkit. And instructions. So this is one side. We're gonna dig into the other side. Close this back up. Now, another thing about this case, it didn't come with anything on it. Like I printed and stuck this on here just for my own, so I can identify it and customers can see what it is. But it didn't come with a separate sleeve. It didn't come with anything identifying anything on it. So it's just kind of this inconspicuous gray box, which is a very cool box. All right, let's get into this. All right. So it appears, so this is plastic, that's metal. I think the wheels are metal and the tracks are metal. This is all plastic. So unlike the 1580, the 1580 is all metal. And to be honest with you, the only thing that the 1580 offers, say over this, is obviously the metal, but it doesn't do anything other than add weight. And honestly, the weight is nice because they are strong enough. They can actually pull themselves, so you can get a better scoop out of it. So let's pull this out and have a look, see what's going on here. I see a loose piece here though. Maybe this goes back on there. Well, all right, let's pull it out. Let's have a better look at this guy. I really like the aesthetics of this. Like it's much different than the yellow. Okay, does that go back in there? Yeah, there we go. I actually like the way it looks. There's some things that I wish. Oh, this is kind of neat. So looks like they've spring loaded the latch so that it actually springs back shut. I hope I'm doing this properly. We've never actually had one of these apart. Okay. So this model, to keep the price lower, does not have a smoke kit as that I can see. Because in the 1580, the smoke kit would sit back here. But I don't know if that's necessary, really. I mean, smoke kit's kind of cool at first. After a while, I find like once it runs out, I tend to not fill it back up again. So it is what it is. Okay, yeah, it's all plastic again, like the lower model version, like the lower models, the 1593 is a model just below this, and it's green and gray. But this being, there is some metal on it, it's actually nice because it's got some weight. Let's turn it on. Let's see what we can get going here. So they take 3 AA batteries. And I think the 1580 also has a screen here, and the screen will also give you some feedback as to what's going on, like the voltage or how low your battery is in this guy. Okay, so the switch is on the bottom, just like the rest of them. I think it was already on. Okay, well, I see a light blinking in there, so it must... Oh. Okay, so we have sound. Okay, I just turned the sound off. So right away, it feels better, actually. Like it feels a little bit more like... Now I know the other ones were proportional as well, but it feels to me like this one's a little more smooth. Like I can really turn it nice and slow. The buttons actually feel better on the controller. So this actually uses the linear actuators in the 2 out of the 3 spots. They're actually quite strong. They're strong enough to actually pull the unit along. They are still using a worm gear inside here to do the main boom. But I guess, I mean, it's big enough. I haven't seen or had anybody with any issues with that worm gear. So I guess that's why they stick to it. I like that they use the metal track, honestly. I think it's time we try out some of the ends. Let's see. I'm most excited for this one, so let's take it apart and see how it's all going to work here. Okay, let's see. Ooh. That's awesome. Okay, so how I'm doing that. These guys here. Let's see what it'll pick up. Here, let's see if we can pick up the other attachments. No, it's okay, I'll drive over there. Oops, wrong way. It's not very strong. Let's see if we can try that again. And maybe if we can get... Okay, it's not very strong. Let's see what else we can maybe try and pick up here. Oh, I see what we'll pick up. Oh, well, it's a little disappointing. You know, I guess it's all plastic, so you know, it is what it is. I want to pick something else up. Something. I mean, okay, I mean, it's not going to do any car crushing or anything, but it still functions, does what it's supposed to do. It just doesn't pick up a whole lot of weight. I'm thinking there's probably a way that if you're creative enough, you could probably open it up to like make it like super awesome. But it is what it is. Let's try another attachment. Let's see, let's drop this. I mean, let's face it, if I had a bunch of teddy bears that I needed to pick up, I'd be picking them up with this. Alright, let's change this out. Should we try the jackhammer next? Plug it back in under the arm there. Okay, what are we gonna hammer? That's awesome. I mean, sorry, my head has gone into adult mode and all I can think of is okay, this explains a lot when my customer called me. I mean, it's got some force to it, that's for sure. Like it really goes. Is it like denting the table? It is a little bit, but not, you know, this is hard oak, so. I'm kind of enjoying it, actually. It's okay. I feel like we've had our fun with the thing. Let's try. I don't even know what these are called. A claw of some sort. So let's try putting this in. Let's see. I don't really know. I feel like it's not on right. Yeah. I suppose like, you know, if you're getting logs off of a rack maybe, and they're here, like that might do something. As for picking something up off the ground, it's not, Oh, get back here. Okay, well, we picked something up with it. Wow, okay, so overall, I suppose I'm a little disappointed with this, but I see greatness in this. This, I feel like if I had a couple hours with and another, like a better actuator for inside here, I could probably make this work really well. this I really honestly saw no purpose for, but man, it's cool as hell. I really like it. I think it's really funny. It made me laugh. Just that. Okay. The claw thing. This guy here. Well, I suppose in the right circumstances it might be okay. Like pulling logs off of a truck, perhaps. But straight down, picking up stuff straight down like this just doesn't. I don't actually know how it would work properly like that, but it is metal, and if you have a particular job you need done and it requires a claw picking things up straight ahead of it, it might actually do. As for the unit itself, well, I think the price point is, you know, much better. It's lower, but you give up some stuff. You give up the all metal boom and the cab and all that, but that's not really necessary. I feel like the only reason you'd want it metal is for the added weight. They have given you some metal down low, which does give you a little bit more weight than some of the other options that they give you on these tractors. But if you really wanted the weight and you're creative, you can pull it apart, throw some lead inside there, because I believe all the actuators are the same even into the $700 or $800 unit that they offer. So they should all be the same strength. They should all have the same electronics inside. Although that said, this does feel a little nicer, maybe because it's just the latest version. So a little disappointed, I think, with the with some of these things that have come off of here. This could just be an isolated incident. The cab looks really nice. I like all the shielding that they've done. I can't remember off memory if any of the others had shielding on them. I think the 1593 has shielding on it. I also think the 1593 is slightly smaller. Either that or the 1593 is exactly the same size. They've added tracks in a different color to this. This is a great review. Ooh, I don't know much. Anyways, look, if you're looking for a Huina and you come across this and you love the color, don't be afraid to jump into one of these. They are quite durable. We've had some guys dig some potatoes out of the garden. There is a video of 110 Hobbies, in fact, doing that. You can go check out the Tank RC. He took a video with me out in my potato garden last year. We were actually using the very, very bottom base level excavator that did not use linear actuators. It was actually using worm gears. They retail for $199. I would suggest, if you can afford it, at least jump into the $299 range, which is the 1593, or this one, and this one retails for $499. This is a fantastic device. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna put this all back in the box. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a bit. Like, subscribe, follow, tell your friends. 110 Hobbies here.